Video is sponsored by Pretzel Food Corporations. Say hi, Pretzel. Hello, my name is Mr. Pretzel. I got the book, Doc. The book's in my hand. Burn it. Check, Doc. Okay, so all that was just for trying to show you the DeLorian set, which you've already seen in a few of my videos. You've seen Back to the Future New Edition. You've seen Back to the Future 3 trailer, things like that. Oh, and here's my new lighting. It's also a camera stand. Let's see. 3 settings for the light. That's all good. New minifigure stand. Flag. Hoverboard. Camera. The letter. Plutonium case. Plutonium. Alright. Now that's all well and good. Let's get this video started. Alright, this is the setup for today. This is also my bed. That sponsoring thing, my dog now sponsors all my videos apparently. He wanted it. How can you say no to a dog? Hang on. DeLorian and flag rope. Version. The red bar on the bottom flips the wheels from hover mode or regular wheels. Watch. There. Flying. Landing. Flying. Landing. And these green lights on the bottom, I added, like when you see it flying over to get Marty, so he can burn the book in Back to the Future 2. This hoverboard, that hoverboard piece is from Lego Dimensions. I custom made the sports almanac. There's the soda can and the banana from Mr. Fusion, which apparently just broke. I'm parts ordering a stand for it and a new figure stand. So that one's horrible, as a matter of fact. I already customized it a bit to make it look better. Whee! Cool hoverboard. Alright, I'm getting distracted. On to the original! A good thing you can do if you want something extra to go with your DeLorian is you can buy the T2 camper van big set. Lego set, which is based on the Libyan terrorist van from the original film. So that's a good way. So that's what I'm asking for my birthday. So I'm planning on making a new plutonium case because that one is not very good. What you do is you take the big 4x3 yellow box, 4 2x3 things, and plates or whatever they're called. Stick them on each at the top and stick 2 on top and bottom, and hang on, and then take a 2x4 flat tile, yellow, and a 1x4 flat tile, yellow, and put them on the top. And then you cut a red flex tube apart, put a gray stud with a hole in it on top of a see-through gray, a see-through 1x1 tube, and then you make 8 of those and put the red parts of flex tube in it to make the plutonium. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Wrong music. Okay, and you have the hook. Where did I put that? I just had it. Oh, Mr. Fusion mod put black tiles on the top instead of white. I figured out ways to make train wheels, but they're not very good. I'm ordering parts for them right now. Okay, Hook, show yourself. Did you fall? Are you under the car? No. Oh boy, this is bad. Oh, there it is. Oh, by the way, I wrote a new book. Yeah, that's right, I wrote a new book. And for when you want to put the hook on, you flip the license plate around backwards and then stick it right on there. And then whoop! Hook launcher. Really gotta stop losing that. No, this was originally going to be a DeLorian showcase, but I think it's time for a little read aloud. Na 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 na. Ah! Light. Oh, it's a ghost light. Whoa. This looks like Doc Brown's workshop right about now. No offense, Doc. None taken. Okay, that's apparently a really bad Doc Brown. Light for me to read. Chapter 1. Stranded, deserted. Just a few words to describe our situation. I was meaning only to talk to myself, but I guess I was talking a bit too loud for that. Michael, what are you doing? It's my best friend since before I can remember, Johan. I didn't want to admit ever since Patty had gone missing, I'd been talking to myself, so I said, narrating. Cool, he said. Do it again. Michael did not know where Meredith was, so he asked Johan. I said, getting a little embarrassed. I'll narrate too, said Johan. To answer Michael's question, the mighty Johan said Meredith is out scouting for Injun bases. He started laughing his eyes out because of how funny the narrating was. Okay, that's enough narrating, he said between chuckles. Okay, there's the drawing I did. Light! There shall be light. That's Isla Sorna. Hang on. Uh-oh. I shouted over the now howling wind and swirling dust. It's a sandstorm! We got a lot of sandstorms because our small metal-like metal box-like engine corporation shelter was by the beach. The shelter had few windows, which we now covered up with sheets of metal so they wouldn't break in the storm. Then we huddled against the wall like turtles. But then I remembered a crucial flaw of ours. We forgot to cover one of the windows. The severe wind shattered the window, blowing glass and sand all over us. The glass was so much of a fine powder that it looks like transparent sand that cuts our skin. Chapter 2. After the storm, we both got up, tried to clear sand and glass off, but that was a bad idea because we just cut our hands worse. Ah! It was a scream in the distance that was so familiar, although I couldn't place it. Meredith, Johann shouted, which was a mistake because he inhaled glass, cutting his throat. But he gave me a look that meant, let's go. What happened to you? Asked Meredith. Looks like a sandstorm chewed you up and spit you out in a china shop. Dakota Raptor, I shouted, staring at the small feathered dinosaur. Well, small for a dinosaur. Don't worry, he's friendly, said Meredith. At first I was scared, but then he let me pet him, so I relaxed a bit. You can pet him too. I tried to pet him, but he jerked back, ran forward, and then looked at us. I think he wants us to follow him, I said. Come on! Along the way, Meredith bandaged our major scars up. Chapter 3. Hang on. Those are the photos. Dakota Raptor, engine shelter. So what do you think of this new camera stand? That's not what it says. The Dakota Raptor led us to what appears to be a small shack, but when we went inside, there was a staircase to a very gigantinormous basement that appeared to be a dinosaur nest / kitchen / bedroom. The Dakota Raptor ran into the dinosaur nest with frightening speed. This ties into the Lost World, don't worry. We all went off exploring different parts of the settlement, and I went to check on the Dakota Raptor's nest. 2 ovular eggs. Well, I see you found banana pudding, said a familiar voice from behind me. It made us all jerk up. Patty, stammered Meredith, who was inspecting the bookcase in the corner earlier. Red hair, freckles, mustache buster, shaving cream can, crazy sense of humor. Yeah, it's me, said Patty. And about you two, are you mummies now? He gestured the bandages all over us. That gave us all a much needed laugh. Just then, another Dakota Raptor ran in and started nuzzling banana pudding. This is Serena, the mother of these 2 eggs. I wish we had a way off this island, said Johann. We do, said Patty. What? Said me, Meredith, and Johann. The cargo shipment comes every week, and we can stow away on that. After 48 hours, Johann and I removed our bandages, but we had many scars. There it is, I said, looking into the binoculars. That's the cargo ship. There's a small dock over there. Patty, not here. Let's go, you lot. Oh, here's the SS Venture from the Lost World. We ran down to the back dock and went into hand-to-hand combat with the guards. I punched one in the face and stole his taser. The rest of the guards were easy now that I had a taser. The air was filled with the sounds of electricity crackling. I pointed the taser at a female member of the crew, but she held her hands up, so I pocketed the taser. I'm Rebecca, and I'm no engine worker. I'm a spy who works for Ferdinand Dolores, who's the boss of the company Remington Genetics. He realized after Jurassic Park that engine was taken over by Hammond's nephew, Peter Ludlow. His nephew wants to exploit the dinosaurs by building an amphitheater to show off the dinosaurs for money. That's what this boat is for, transportation of the dinosaurs. Just then, Meredith, Patty, and Johan came in. I noticed that Patty was carrying the two Dakotaraptor eggs. So I relate to the party, Miss Meredith. Just call me Rebecca. Michael can fill you in later, said Rebecca, looking at the eggs. Thanks for the introduction, said Meredith. Patty, Johan, and I went looking for the Dakotaraptors, and we found the eggs, but no parents. I filled them in on what Rebecca had told me and how the raptors had probably been taken. If you join me, I can help you get your dinosaur back, Rebecca said. We all shook hands with her, saying we would join her cause. There was a clattering, a shocking sound, and a howling roar. Basically, like, clatter, clatter. No. Like, oh, no. What does the T-Rex make when he gets shockified? Shockified, is that even a word? No, it's not. Okay, T-Rex, tell me what sound you make. T-Rex, make a sound. Okay, that's not very helpful. We all hid in different places, and I hid under a crate. I saw a giant cage containing... No, that's not possible. It was Rexy. More cages rolled in. Dakotaraptors, Doedicurus, Amphicoon, Mastodon, Troodon, Stegosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, Triceratops, Compsognathus, and Erematherium. Chapter 5, a flashback. Dino eggs, mint gum, mint flavored, extra mint. Ugh, how many times do I say mint? Say mint 5 times fast. Mint, 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 mint. Ugh, I can't even do it. Out of the trees came a deafening roar. No, 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 said Meredith, looking over at Rexy, who clearly had a broken leg. Gum helps me think, so I popped a piece in my mouth and started chewing. Meredith took a vet class in college, so she started saying, I need a cast that will break off over time as he grows. She looked over at me and said, spit. So I did. Ew, no, your gum. Oh, I took it out and gave it to her. Meredith made it into a makeshift cast around Rexy's leg. The reason it would fit is because Rexy is a baby. Of course, he was only born like a couple of days ago. But he still had the strength to scare away a couple of Droodons with a screechy roar. Rah! After all, this is 3 years ago. Guys, said Johan, look up. We looked up at 2 towering Tyrannosaurus! That was anticlimactic. 2 towering Tyrannosaurus! There. Hang on. Camera, adjust. Good evening, Dr. Brown. Have you got a permit for that? No, that's not what it says. Ah! Experiencing camera malfunctions. Hello there. Alright, you'll stare at my beautiful face for the rest of the time. The one in front brought its head down, and I thought we were all dead. But he or she picked up Rexy in her/his mouth, carrying him back to the forest. And only now did we realize that Patty was missing. Star Wars: Return of the Rexy. Da-na, na-na-na-na-na-na. Anyone remembers that old movie? Oh God, this isn't good, said Rebecca, after all the cages had passed. There are too many dinosaurs to show off in an amphitheater, said Patty. What are they doing with the rest? I crawled out from under the box and said, "Illegal auction, most likely." Everyone looked like I was the super genius mind reader. What? It's in all the movies. Well, if that's true, said Patty. We need to go to wherever this boat is going, go there, stop this illegal auction, and send the dinosaurs back to their home. The 5 of us made our way to the top deck, fighting and tasing guards along the way. Here we are, said Johann. We just need to make our way into the cabin. He pointed at a small entrance guarded by 2 employees. That's all well and good, Johann. My taser's out of charge. Johann tossed me a thick metal rod. You were taught to fight with a sword in karate, right? Said Johann. I nodded my head yes and got ready to fight these guards Michael style. I think that's a thing. We forced entry past the guards with my rod and pried the door open. Johann held the pilot's hands behind his back. Would pilot be for a boat or just a plane? Oh, speaking of planes, hey, a note from the future. Let me read it. From me to me. Watch out for the model airplane. Model airplane? What model airplane? Oh. That model airplane. According to this, said Patty, reading off a computer, this is the SS Venture, heading for Jurassic Park, San Diego, for an auction and delivery to the amphitheater. Hey, look, a thing. Johann, release him, said Rebecca. Uh-oh, brace for impact! That wasn't a model airplane that time. Hey, look, it's my book. Anybody remember that? I can't find it. I can't even find the file on my computer. The SS Venture crashed into the dock in San Diego, killing most of the crew, but the dinosaurs and the 6 of us in the cabin survived. Remember that part of the movie? I groaned, getting up. My head throbbed, and I thought I saw a man in a suit walking around the cabin, but I may have been imagining it. We all got up, stretching. Oh my goody gosh, exclaimed Johann, looking around out the boat window. I need an autograph. Who is it? Rebecca, Meredith, Patty, and I asked at once. Dr. Ian Malcolm and Sarah Harding, Johann said. See? What? We all exclaimed. When we didn't say what, we said wow, not what. Let's go out and see them, I said, clapping my hands together and jumping around. I know about you. I read your book, said Ian, pointing at me. And you, and you, and you, and you, but not you. Based on the pictures in front of your book, you're Michael Sanders. You're Johann Ricardo. You're Meredith Joseph. You're Patty McLaughlin. And you're Rebecca White. We read the boat's computers, and it turns out there's an illegal dinosaur auction somewhere down there, she said, pointing out a compound that was really far away. We'll have to take your car to get there. There was a loud whirring and clanking. Whirring, clanking. The whirring and clanking is actually the sound of a Tyrannosaurus Rex being released, or something of that nature. Come on, Paige, turn. I wrote you. You owe me. Hang on. Family dispute. Alright. Let's see if I can just untangle my headphones from the recording set. cargo hold, shouted the man in the suit. There may be crew down there. Ludlow, muttered Rebecca darkly. Everybody off the boat, shouted Ian. The whirring and clanking continued, and a full-grown Tyrannosaurus Rex was released. Bum, bum, bum! The 7 of us ran off the boat, and so did the Rex. Johann, Ian, Sarah, and I ran to the car and got strapped in. The rest of us stayed behind and looked for survivors. Just like old times, I told Johann. He gave me that smile that meant, right. Johann is the master in nonverbal communication, in case you haven't found out. The Rex is dehydrated, so it's going to go to a water source. Then it's going to go get its baby, said Sarah. Rexy, said Johann. I was unaware he had a name, but yes, Rexy, said Sarah. Step on it, Ian. Sarah and Ian drove their car through a gate arm and into the amphitheater's holding facility. We got out and started opening cages. Dakotaraptor, Dierdicarus, Amphicoon. It's actually pronounced Duodocarus. I don't know. Amphicoon, Mastodon, Troodon, Stegosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, Triceratops, Compsognathus, Ermatherium, and Rexy. He's breathing really heavily, said Sarah, and we carry him. Ian carried Rexy to the car. There's going to be some angry recognition, I said. Maybe he'll just be happy to see us, said Johann. As soon as we got back in the car, some guards came in pointing guns, but as soon as they saw all the animals, they ran away screaming. How will we find the adult? Asked Sarah. Follow the screams, said Ian. The Rex was terrorizing people by eating dogs, flipping cars, crashing buses into bookstores, and eating traffic lights. It was all in the movie. We eventually caught up to his reign of terror. We need to lure the Rex with the baby, said Ian. But the Rex won't know we have it unless it makes a sound. We started urging the baby to wake up. The Rex looked over at us, and I said, and give recognition time. Put the car into gear and sped off. Ian, slow down a little, said Sarah. Don't! Me and Johann chimed. We came around a corner and ran into the police, figuratively. But when the police saw the Rex... too many pages. They turned and ran. We crashed into the facility, and Rex came running after. And we got out of the car and ran with Rexy all the way to the boat, where Meredith, Rebecca, and Patty joined us. Ludlow jumped out of the car and started chasing us. We got to the top of the boat and jumped into the water, but left Rexy behind. None of this to this day know what happened to Peter Ludlow. But I do, even though I'm actually in the book. He jumped into the facility to find both T-Rexes, and you know what happens when you run into an angry Rex. Exhibit A. Epilogue. Location: Missouri, Ferdinand Dolores' secret headquarters. That's supposed to be Missouri. I just drew it. Ferdinand, sir, I represent to you 4 new recruits. They are responsible for the freedom of dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures, said Rebecca. Patty, show him the can. Here you are, Ferdinand, sir. Last evidence of Jurassic Park, said Patty, handing him the shaving cream can. Thank you, recruit, said Ferdinand. This should be valuable to a certain someone. Louis Dodgson? To be continued. Biolson Genetics. Shaving cream. Yay. Now a little bit about how this was made. I stapled all the papers together, printed it double-sided, as usual. And And then covered the stapled area in tape. Then colored it. I don't have anything to write on the back yet.